Hey guys, today is day 103 of grinding until I'm a millionaire. These are just my daily check-in videos where I share some thoughts, some progress, and just keep you updated on what I'm doing to get closer to becoming a millionaire. Today's been a thoughtful day, is I guess how I'd put it. I think that it's really important to reflect as often as you can. And when you find yourself in maybe a disappointing situation or a bad situation, to really think about, hey, okay, what did I do to get here? Why am I here? Why is this happening? What do I need to do differently? What are my next steps? Because it's very easy to just stay stuck and dig yourself in this hole and be really hard on yourself and oh man, this didn't work out how it's supposed to because I suck, and now I'm stuck here, and this happened because of this, and just really be hard on yourself and beat yourself down. And if you're not careful, that's a really vicious spot to be stuck in. And I think sometimes I feel myself going in that direction, and what I need to do, this has happened a handful of times. And what I need to do is I just really need to be thoughtful about where I'm at, why I got there, and get as much understanding as I can, because with more understanding, it's a lot easier to change directions and understand how to avoid disappointments in the future. So anyway, I spent a lot of today just kind of thinking about different ideas, looking at my options, different options that I have. And so anyway, it's just really important, I guess, to think about circumstances and what happened, why you got there, and what you need to do differently. I'm trying to figure out what my next steps are. So one of my goals that I write down every day is move to Bali. That's one of the things I just really want to do. I want to get, I spent 6 months in the UK in 2019, and I was there competing and riding bikes and traveling, and luckily I had family there, kind of family, and so anyway, it made it a lot easier. But that was the most happy I think I've ever been. It's just every day felt like an adventure, because I was in a new environment. I was around different people, different cultures, and granted we all spoke English. That made it a lot easier than if I would have went to Japan or something. But it got me out of my routine. And I feel like that was a big reason for a lot of growth that I experienced in 2020, is because it was kind of like a hard reset. Moving away from everything and experiencing this from a different lens it was really eye-opening. And like I said, I was probably the happiest I've ever been until I broke down. It got way hard, but but there's a period there that it was great. And I was like, this is a fun, it's just every time you go out of the house, you're just in awe. You're like, wow, I've never seen this before. It's just wonderful. And I guess I feel that anytime I move to a different city in the States or a different state. But anyway, one of my goals is move to Bali. I just want to move there. I feel like I can live there quite a bit cheaper I know I can, because it's expensive here in Arizona. But I know I can live there cheaper. And with that being said, if I can live there cheaper, I can get more done on my brands. And that's the idea. But it's not, I don't think that's not something you just waltz into. You don't just go, I can't just buy my plane ticket and move to Bali and be a Bali person. I gotta have money. I gotta have a return ticket, and I gotta have a ticket. There's a lot of different steps to it. And the brands right now don't make enough for me to do that comfortably. So I just I'm not there yet, but I know that once I build up my brands to what I want, my short-term goal with it is just $5,000 a month of passive income. I feel with that gives me enough freedom and enough income that I could do that. I could go to Bali, I could go to Thailand, and I could make decent money, put some money aside, reinvest money into the business, and just spend that time in a different area. And so that's what I'm working towards. I know it's going to happen. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it'll be fun to reference this video and future videos when I'm there and when I'm doing it. The way I see it is while I'm building something, the way that I want to do it is that I need to live as cheaply as possible, or in a way that allows me to spend as much time on self-development and learning how to grow the businesses that I want to grow. So I need as much time to focus on that. And it's hard to do if you have to spend 40 hours a week working just to pay your rent, just to pay your bills. And so it is so easy to just get caught in like a trap, not a trap, but just a bad situation where you're just a wage slave. So I've always been trying to avoid that, and I'm working less now than I was 2 years ago. So hopefully 2 years from now, I'll be working even less, like on a real job. I'm fine with working 50 hours a week as long as it's on my projects and something that's actually building me wealth and not the owner of some company. I know that I'm capable of that. So I have a hard time doing that for other people when I know, anyway. So I know going to Bali will give me the freedom to live a decent lifestyle at a lower price and give me more money to have more time to grow the things that I want to grow. So that's one of my big goals that I want to work towards. And I'm trying to figure out where I'm going next, because I need, I don't know. This is an uncomfortable one for me. It's an uncomfortable check-in, because I don't know. And I think that's really hard for me. I'm low-key a control freak, and maybe I have OCD. I like everything to be planned out. I like everything to just be structured, and I like to be in control of the situation. And I don't necessarily feel that right now. I'm trying to figure out, my lease is up here in another 5-6 months. Maybe I'm going to try and get out of it early and move somewhere. Maybe I'm going to wait and then move somewhere. But either way, I've got to have something figured out in the next few months. And that gets pretty stressful as time clicks down and as I don't know what's next for me. And I don't think, I was hoping I'd be in the position where after this lease I could move to Bali, or I could move to another country, and I'd have that passive income from my YouTube channels, that I could do that comfortably. But I don't think I'm going to be there yet, especially with the drop in affiliate sales and with everything. Yeah, it's way down these last 2 months. Maybe this summer will be better, but even then, it's just been really inconsistent, and I don't like that. So I don't think I'll be there. Maybe I'll go somewhere where I can find cheaper rent. I was looking all over Phoenix, and the cheapest I could find, even for a studio, is like $1,000, and I just don't want to pay that much. I don't. I want to pay $500. That's my monthly budget. I don't really care how nice the place is or anything like that. I mean, I don't want to live in a dump, but in the same sense, I know that this is just a temporary thing. I'm okay with suffering in the short term to be okay in the long term, and I feel like that's where I should be. And I think I've made some decisions in the last year that didn't necessarily reflect that. And I think that going forward, I've got to have more of a conscious approach to when I do things. I need to make sure hey, is this temporary, or is this, what is it, short-term pleasure, or is it short-term pain for long-term pleasure? I got to think about that stuff so I don't get myself in any pickles. Don't want to get in any pickles. But anyway, I spent a lot of time trying to figure that out, trying to plan that out. I don't know if you guys ever do this. If I'm not on top of planning out my day and planning out my week, when I finished I scripted 2 videos to film tomorrow. I scripted those videos, and then after that I was like, now what? I know I have 100 things I could do. I have a whole list, but I was just sitting there I don't know what to do next. And it was because I had too much, but I really couldn't think of anything at the time. I know there's a lot, and I just feel my brain buzzing and I'm stressing out, but I'm like, what do I do next? And so I had to stop. I had to sit down for 10-15 minutes and just write everything that I could think of down. Everything down that that I want to get done in the next month or two, right? So I'm just writing shit down. Then things that I forgot about that I needed to do came up, and like it was just a lot. But when I did that, I was like, okay, these are things, and it's easy to look at those things and go, okay, this is a high priority, this is a low priority, and sort through those so that I know what to work on. After I did that, I was able to sit down and just grind out a few things that was really important to do, and that felt nice. But like, if I would have just sat there in that state, man, I was stressing out. I was like, fuck, I got so much to do, but I literally don't know what I need to do. That's a bad situation. That's a bad feeling. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one, but when that happens to me, when I feel like I've got so much to do, but I also can't think of what to do at the same time, I've got to just stop and take a break and like think about everything, write it all down, and then when I can visually see it, I can prioritize and be like, okay, well, this one logically makes sense to do next because it's a high priority. It takes about this much time, One of the things that was important to do that I just finished doing was changing up my email list again. Maybe I'll talk about that at the end of this, is like how I built up my passive email list thing. I've got like 15, maybe closer to 16,000 emails in there right now, and they just keep adding 10 a day, just keep going. And it's so easy to do. Like once it's set up, it just generates itself. So that's cool. But anyway, what I had to do is I had to go back in there, because here's the thing. There's one company that I'm an affiliate with that gives me, I think it's 5%, maybe it's 7% commission. It's 7%. It's really good commission. 7%. With 30-day cookie times, which is good. And that's great. You know, that is a good one. That one, like, I've had almost $2,000 months from that. $2,000 in a month from commission, like, that is, I'm cool with that. Like, for me, that's really good. And there's another competitor to them that I'd say is a little bit bigger, maybe the same size, but they're not paired with a big affiliate network. The way that the company that gives me the 7%, they got bought out by like a bigger company that's in a lot wider of an area than just the niche that I'm in. They're in a handful of niches in that area. And then the other competitor is just focused on that. And they might be a little bit bigger, but all of their investors are in that specific niche. And so they use Reversion, which is shit. I don't like Reversion. And the other one uses EventLink, and EventLink has been wonderful. Reversion kind of sucks. But anyway, they use Reversion, and they give me 2% and 14-day cookie time. So 5% less and 2-week cookie times instead of a month. And I've argued with them. I'm like, look, I'm doing 6 figures in sales for this company. Like, I'm helping them make 6 figures this month from my referrals. It's like, those are good numbers, and I can do that for you. Like, give me better terms so I promote your link. They don't really care one way or another. And maybe they're doing fine. Like, maybe they don't even need my help. And now I'm in a spot where I'm like, well, shit. I saw people in my Discord talking about how the one brand's better than the other brand and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God. So if what it seems like to me, or maybe one, the whole economy's down for the sport that I'm in. The whole thing's down. Like, sales are slowed down, especially there's a big boom during COVID, and then they slowed down drastically. Okay, so that's one thing. But the other thing is, like, maybe this other brand is taking over a good percentage of market share, and most people are buying from them. And so in that case, I went back through all of my emails, all of them, and added a link, an affiliate link to the company that only gives me 2%. Now, hopefully, people buy from the company that gives me the 7%. But if they don't, then at least I'm going to get 2% from the other company. But like, I've had it forever, and I've made maybe 100 pounds from them. It's terrible. So maybe drive more links. The link was broken. The guy at Reversion said that. He said, oh, well, when they switch from the US store to the main store, then the affiliate thing drops off. And I'm like, cool, can we fix it? And he's like, yeah, talk to the guy with the company. And the guy doesn't give a shit. So I'm like, okay. Anyway, just, that's a big headache, man. It makes me so mad. But whatever, you know, I went in, I changed the links. We'll see what happens over the next couple months if I start bringing in more money from them or not. Anyway, that was a big thing to work on. Scripted out the videos. I went to work for a little bit today, but that's about it. I'm feeling I'm really tired because I didn't sleep much last night. I stayed up pretty late editing the other video and working on stuff. But I just feel I'm getting burnt out. And this happens, maybe it is every 3 months. I guess I'll know now that I'm doing the check-ins. But I'm getting burnt out. I think when I started doing, I don't know if it was these videos or the TikToks. When I started that, it would have been around my birthday, I guess. Anyway, I just start to feel like really burnt out. And it happens periodically. It's like not something that just never happens. I will work on a big project for a long time, or I'll get it done, and then finally I'm just like burnt, man. And I spend 2 or 3 days just playing video games and not sleeping. Don't know why. That's just what I do. And it's only 2-3 days, and I'll put away my PlayStation, or I'll delete whatever game I was playing, and then just carry on. Like, and I don't feel the urge after I've done that. Like, it's totally out of my system. But it seems like I just have low self-control, low self-confidence, and just no motivation to work on my stuff. And when that happens, I just pull out video game, 10 hours a day for 2 or 3 days, and then I'm so burnt out on that. I'm like, okay, well, that was fun, and then I move back onto my stuff. And I'm not there yet. Like, I'm still chilling. I'm doing fine. But I think I was thinking about it a lot today. I was just like, God, I just want to get out of the house and go eat a waffle or something like that. And I was just like, what the fuck? Why? Like, I just sit here and work on my stuff. I kept trying to talk myself into going like to Denny's. I was like, I'll go to Denny's and work and drink coffee and eat cheese sticks, or I'll go to IHOP and work and drink coffee and eat waffles. And anyway, I talked myself out of it, but I was just like, I was having a hard time staying focused, and I kept thinking of things that I could do that it's like, oh, I'll go to Denny's and work, but it's like really just a distraction. And that happened a lot tonight, and I had to fight my demons to stay here and work on my stuff and not just go somewhere. But I think I'm getting antsy, I'm getting cooped up, I'm getting burnt out, and it's getting stressful. So we'll see how many more days I can make it before I'll probably, I don't know, man. If I'm not doing anything, I won't make any of these check-in videos. I might just disappear for a couple days, and you guys will know I'm playing Minecraft or some shit. But just kidding. I don't know. We'll see if it gets there. That's how I feel like it's going. That's where it's heading, and I'd get anxious just talking about it. It's crazy. But anyway, before it happens, I just keep working on my stuff. Got my email list changed. Got the links changed on there. Got the video scripted. Got a whole list of stuff to do tomorrow. I'm excited because it's a lot of stuff. It's going to keep me really busy. And yeah, and I guess that's about it for today. Just like takeaways from today: when you're feeling overwhelmed, but like so much so to the point that you don't even know where to start or what to work on, just write everything down. That's what's helping me out a lot. I'll write it down. I'll see everything that I need to do, and then I can separate what's really important, what's not important, and then I separate it based on like how long it takes. So a task that takes me 2-3 hours, I probably wouldn't have started, but the email list one, it was pretty easy to just go through and change all of the links, and I knew that. I'd like sit down, change the links, and then I can film one of these videos. And so looking at it, planning it out that way will help you guys out a lot on your journey when you're getting stuck, because I think the more we work on stuff, the more things like unlock. Have you ever had that happen where you, like, let's say you're going to the kitchen to get your phone or to get a glass of water, and then you get there and you're like, oh man, I forgot to put away the milk. And then you grab the milk and you're like, oh, you know what, cereal sounds good. And then you get some cereal and you're like, oh man, I forgot to put the dishes in the dishwasher, or I forgot to start the dishwasher. So then you start the dishwasher, and then you're like, oh, what did I even come here for? That's what it's like being an entrepreneur. You you sit down, you start to work on something, you're like, wait, I forgot to reply to this email. You pull up the emails and you see an email that somebody sent you asking you about your thoughts on this, or like if you want to collab on this, and you're like, oh, I do want to collab. And then you start replying to that, and like your to-do list just keeps getting added and bogged down, and you just eventually you're like, what the fuck am I, like, what am I doing? What do I need to do next? And so make your little list of what to do next, prioritize it, and then pick the ones that fit into the time block that you have. That's what I had to do because I was getting real stressed, real overwhelmed. Oh. Sorry. Really need to sleep. Last thing, good news. I was at Walmart. I bought some groceries. I bought potatoes, apple juice for when my blood sugar gets low, and more milk, and that's it. But anyway, I went to my cart and I got some energy drinks. I was like, it's easier to just get them here, 2 for $5, get some energy drinks. So I grabbed like 6. It should last me 3 days because I drink about 2 a day. Grabbed 6, put them in the cart, and I was walking around and I was looking at my cart and I was like, potatoes are $5. No, I get organic potatoes are $5. Organic milk, $5. Shit, what was the third thing? Oh, granola bars, like $2. And I know I said one more thing. Anyway, whatever else it was that I got, like, I'm like looking at my cart, I'm like, this is like $15 minus the energy drinks. And then I added up the energy drinks. It's $15 for 6 energy drinks. And I was like, do I really need it? Scientifically, no, I don't. Like, I like energy drinks because they give me energy. I don't sleep very much. Like, it does work a little bit. I mean, I drink some before bed and then pass out. Like, maybe I'm just numb to it anyway. But I like the taste of it. Like, it's something to look forward to. Fuck. It's something to look forward to every morning. Like, I wake up, take the dog out, grab an energy drink. Like, life is good. Something good to look forward to every day. And anyway, I was like, fuck, I'm bitching about my car insurance being $200 a month, and like, just I canceled that to save money, and I'm not driving my car. And I was like, that's $150 a month in energy drinks if I only have 2 a day. 5 times 30, $150. If I have more than that, it's even more expensive. I'm spending $150 a month on energy drinks. That's a conservative number. Sometimes I buy more expensive ones. Sometimes I drink 3 in a day. Like, it just depends. So $150 on the light end. I'm like, God damn. If I could cut out another $150 a month, that would be great. So anyway, I put them back. I said, don't need them today. And, yeah, put them back. So anyway, as you can tell, I'm like extra dying because normally I would have had one a couple hours ago. But we're off the energy drinks for now, so we'll see how long that lasts. It's so crazy, man. Yeah, we'll see. I don't plan, like, there's no big health thing where I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to quit energy drinks so I don't die. It's like, I'm going to die anyway. I'm not too concerned about that. But I do want to quit it to save money, so we'll see. We'll see how long it lasts. I don't plan to keep buying them, but that's something I did today, was quit energy drinks. But anyway, guys, this was day 103. I feel like I'm getting a little lost. I'm going to go edit this video and go to bed. Tomorrow, 104, I'll have more to talk about because I do want to go over like the strategy that I use to build my email list. I feel like that could be a pretty valuable video, and I don't know. I'll have more energy. I'll sleep a little bit more tonight. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow for day 104.